Welcome back, my fellow Chibits, to another season of Assassination Classroom. It is back, and it's back just as good as ever. Maybe even a little bit better because of some of the scenes throughout this entire episode. Now, I know many of you are going to ask before this video is done, because I've already had it asked quite a bit. I've said it in my vlog, but I want to say it again in this video since many of you might watch this episode and been asked in the comments below. The reason why there hasn't been any Assassination Classroom manga chapter reviews is because I'm letting content build up and then I want to talk about it in one big video, because some chapters of Assassination Classroom don't have as much content as normal chapters, and so I'm letting it build up so I can do a big video on it, kind of like how I do One Punch Man. I let One Punch Man chapters build up, and then I do a big video on it discussing all the different content that has happened and my thoughts on it. That's kind of what I'm going to be doing for Assassination Classroom's manga. So now that I've clarified that, let's talk about this first episode of Season 2. So Season 2, I know many are going to be asking, like, I know a lot of anime-onlys are going to be asking, was this filler? No, it was not. Actually, this episode was not filler. It was in the manga. I remember reading this in the manga, and personally, I'm a big fan of romance. I think everybody knows that by now. I don't think I need to explain myself, but this episode was a treat for me, especially for the first episode of Assassination Classroom Season 2, just because it had some romance, or some romance themes, especially with, you know, Bitch Sensei and Kurasuma, and how they're kind of becoming a couple. Very cute stuff throughout this entire episode. So, the highlights of the episode definitely was Koro Sensei getting scared shitless, but of random shit. He was just getting scared, and he was trying to scare others. And then the other highlights was Bitch Sensei getting to see a little bit more of her past, getting to see that moment between Kurasuma, Denser Than Dense, and with, you know, Bitch Sensei. And then we had the scene to where one of the assassins gets shot and pretty much dies. So, right there, that is something I want to talk about. I saw what that was in the opening song. I think all manga readers saw that in the opening song. If you look closely in the opening song, I think us manga readers could probably figure out how far this is going to be going. If I had to give or take, I would say this is probably going to end around chapter 130, 140. Somewhere around in there, I could see it ending, because if you look at the way the opening song was done, there was hints at the possibility of going up to like chapter 130 something, 140 something, which would be a very good stopping point for this series or season 2, and then wait for content to build up for a season 3 that could probably conclude the series. Because I want to say right now, anime onlys, with the events going on currently in the manga, Assassination Classroom is going to be ending very soon. So with that, I could see how they're going to wait for content to build up, and then, you know, Season 3 is going to probably conclude the entirety of Assassination Classroom. So I can't wait to actually see Season 3 finally come out, because it would be really awesome to see some of the scenes that's happened recently in the manga, in the anime. But enough of that, let's talk about this episode. So, for one, with the setup throughout this entire episode, there's obviously someone going behind the scenes, the Reaper, for instance, hunting down assassins. We saw one of our main assassins, one of our main characters, you know, Bitch Sensei's, like, teacher, get fucking shot. And you saw blood, and he hits the fucking ground. That was a very brutal scene, and it really just sets the tone of this season. There was a lot of foreshadowing I noticed throughout this entire episode. In the opening song, to some of the scenes throughout the episode, I mean, you know, with that one scene where, you know, we saw the Reaper shoot someone. That right there, that was really cool, because that actually has been foreshadowed since the first season. I remember when I was an anime only, and I read, you know, the manga for the first time when I was catching back up once Season 1 was done, I realized the foreshadowing that was done in the earlier part of the series, because the Reaper that we got to see in this episode was actually mentioned in Season 1, and I wonder how many actually remember that. But enough of that for now. Season 2 of Assassination Classroom had a great OST. The OST is fucking awesome. Oh my god. The OST was epic. Oh yes, I love that OST. The opening song, I like the music. I think I actually like the opening song of Assassination Classroom Season 2 a whole lot more than Assassination Classroom Season 1's opening. I actually like this one a lot more. It's a lot more catchier, and it suits the tone of the season, and also the ending song as well is pretty damn nice. I like the ending song too. Now, the visual-wise inside of the opening song, I think they did a good job with not actually spoiling a shit ton of things. There is, of course, spoilers inside the opening song, but it's not very obvious. The only way you're really going to see the spoilers throughout this entire opening song is if you have read the manga. And, of course, you know, you're not going to notice it if you're anime only, so there's nothing really bad, so to say, in the opening song. So I feel like everybody can watch it and not be spoiled, which is very good. So compliments to, you know, the studio that's making Assassination Classroom for not spoiling the fuck out of Assassination Classroom with its opening song, because I know many anime do that shit. They fucking spoil huge-ass plot points in their opening songs, and I get really fucking pissed about that. Even if I read the manga, I still get pissed about it seeing opening songs ruin events that's gonna happen maybe fucking 10 episodes later. It's bullshit. And so, seeing how Assassination Classroom has the common courtesy not to spoil, I'm happy. Now, that's about it. I mean, the episode was a little bit fillerish in some regard. Even though it wasn't filler, it feels fillerish. It was still fun to see the characters, the cast back, and the cute moments with, you know, Bitch Sensei and Kurasuma. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.